welcome to my channel. My name is Cynthia. In today's tutorial is going to be the cutting out of all the patterns. Recall we did this pattern drafting on our first tutorial. So this is the wedding gown and this is the Mikado fabric. So I will be cutting out all my fabric right now. So if you're wondering how I did the cutting, I'll be posting the link below, so just go and watch it so that you understand the process all the way. So this is the front part and this is the back part. So like I said, I'm using a Mikado fabric for this. That's for the upper side. I had to do this on my sitting room because of the flair I'll be cutting out, so I have to do it here. So I changed a little on my pattern. I did some little changes. Okay, I did a little changes on my pattern. I wanted it to have opening around here. That's just the little changes I did. So in case you go watch the video and you're seeing a different thing, never mind, just a little changes on the front parts. And I also have a video on how to source the whole material. We did our material sourcing, so I'll be putting the link below, so just go ahead and also watch the video so that you know the kind of fabric you will be using, because I won't be telling you the name of any fabric here. On that video I told us the type of fabric you should use, and even if you don't have money for the kind of fabric I mentioned, I also gave alternatives. So I'll be putting the link, so just go make sure you watch that video. Okay, so this, I'll cut this last one. So the reason why there's a changes here is because, like I said, I'm making 2 wedding gowns. So the first one I did, the first video of cutting I did is what I'm going to use for the first wedding gown. This is the second wedding gown, so please don't get confused. You can also use that pattern we drafted, all right? So this is our tool. I'll go ahead to cut it out. I folded the net into 4 places, so I'll go ahead and cut it out, all right? Because like I said, you are going to be adding the tool on top of your Mikado fabric, so I'll go ahead and cut them out. All right, so this is the flared parts. So this is the flared parts. I have a video on how to cut a full circle flair. I'll put the link below, but I'm going to show you what to do here. Now, if you're cutting for a wedding gown, you're going to cut into 2, all right? So I'll be folding. Remember the touches we are using is by 60 and all that. So let's assume this is our fabric. I want to show you how to do it here very well so that you won't get confused. And so because it's by 60, if I should fold it this way and then this way again, I'll be having just 30 as my length. You understand? If I fold it this way, I'll be having 30. So because I don't want to run into problems, so what I will do is that I'll cut it into two. All right. Now I'm going to lay my fabric this way, straight like this, and then I'll just fold this way. So it means that I'll be cutting half flare into two. All right. So now to cut your full flare, it is your waist divided by, that's your radius divided by 6.28. That's to cut a full flare. But because you are making it half now, it's going to be your radius divided by 3.14. Okay, so that is what we are doing. Now we are going to check what we have for our waist. The waist I'm working with is 36. 36, I'll be adding some material to it. This material will allow me to gather, not really gather, I'm going to pleat. Okay, I'm going to add some pleats to this wedding gown. So 36, I'll be adding extra 5 inches to it. So 36 plus 5 is equals to 41. All right. And so I was supposed to say 41 divided by 6.28. But remember, like I said, we are cutting it half here and half there. So what I'm going to do now is 41 divided by 2. We have 20.5. Okay. We should have around 20.5. Now 20.5 divided by 3.14, I should have around 3.25. So I need 3.25. That is what I should have. So we are going to measure it. Remember, this is the paper. Okay, this is a paper. So you're folding your satin just into two like this. No much talk. So I'll say 3.25. I'll just keep going with 3.25. 3.25. So now we'll have our radius, and that is our waist circumference. Now the length of your gown. Okay, now the length of my gown for my upper bodies, I'm using underbust of 14 plus extra 6 inches. That is 14 plus 6, that's 20. So now the length of this gown, of the wedding gown I'm making use of, I'm working with, the length of my gown is, now the length of my wedding gown is 70 inches, but you can see that our paper is not that much. So because it's not much, so I'll just use, let's assume that the length of our gown is 10 inches. So I'll just put 10 there. I'm just showing you how to cut your flare. All right. Remember, this is a half flare. So this is what you should have when you cut your peplon, your flare. So but I'll be needing 2 of this. I'll be needing 2 of it. So let's go ahead and cut it on the fabric. Alright, so I'll be folding my fabric this way. So this is how I folded it. And like I said, I'll be needing two of this, okay? So we are using um for the waist. Sorry, I'll be using 3.25. Did you calculate it well? We're needing four of this. Cannot be. I'll go ahead and cut out my lining the same way I did for what? For my satin. So once I was done with my lining, I'll go ahead to cut out my strong net. Okay, so this is the strong net. Now this strong net is not by 60. I'm going to it's by 60 and I have 5 yards here altogether. So what I'll do is that I'm going to split it into two. As you are seeing now, I'll split it into two, and then that will be for what the strong. Now to attach this, from the waist part, I'm going to come down with 10 inches, okay?
you come down with 10 inches, then you get your first strong net, you pleat. All right. So I'll measure from the waist, I'll measure 10 inches, and then I'll use my chalk to mark it so that it will be accurate while I'm joining. So as you can see, I'll measure 10 inches, and then I'll go ahead and pleat my strong net, and I'll sew it to that place. And then from the place I took 10 inches, from there I'm going to come down again with 6 inch, another 6 inches, so that I can also place what the second strong net. So now I'm going to show you what to do, and because I won't be showing this part while I'm sewing, so that's the reason why I'm trying to show you what to do with the strong net you are cutting. So you see, the first time I took 10 inches, and the second one I took 6 inches. So you are placing the first strong net, uh, and then you place the second strong net. But if you want it to be very easy for you, first of all, place the second one, okay, and then once you are done with placing the second one, you can now place the first one. So that is it for the strong net and for the lining.
Remember, you cut into two. So on your lining, you are going to, after you have joined the two linings together, you're going to start pleating it this way. Okay, that's why I decided to use 5 yards, but I know everly to be enough. So you keep pleating, but first of all, do this one first. You pleat on this one, okay, pleat on this until the whole of the 5 yards is finished, and then you bring the second one, and then you pleat on the top. That's on this one. You pleat on this one too. All right, so that's how we're going to do this. That is it for our tool, our strong net. This is how to use it. And then once we are done with that, you will need your nets. Okay, now we have each of them is I went ahead to cut it out. You can see I had to knot it so that you can see it very well. This one is 1, and this is 2 and 3. I'm actually using three layers this time around. I'm using 3 layers, but if you are doing, use 4 layers. If you have enough um net, use 4 layers. Okay, so I'm using 1, 2 and 3, and each of these nets are 6 yards and each one. So I am going to, what I'm going to do for this is after I have joined after I've joined the second part, remember it's 2. After I've joined the second part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather my nets, gather it very well, gather the whole of the 6 yards, and I'll attach it to what, to this. Okay, so I'll gather the whole of the 6 yards. I'll gather this one, gather this, and gather this, and I'll attach it to what, to this. All right, that is after I've joined the two pieces together. Hope you're understanding it. All right, so I think we are through with the lower bodies. If you have any question, you can ask on the comment section, all right, and I'll clarify you. So this is everything you need to do for what the lower bodies. Now, to make it look that big, you have to get a petticoat. I have a video on how to cut a petticoat. I'll put the link below. Just go and watch it. All right, so I think this is all you need to know about what the cutting. Okay, so let me highlight more on the upper bodies again. All right, so this is a hairstay. Okay, I'll be adding this to my upper bodies. This is the only thing I'm adding. I'm not adding anything like wording or pad or whatever. This is the only thing I'm adding, and this is the hairstay. Please use white since you're making a wedding gown. So I'm using white. I'll be adding this hairstay to both my lining and to my Mikado fabric. Okay, add it. That is the upper body. Add it to your lining and also to your what? To your Mikado fabric. Make sure you do that. So I'm going to add it to it, iron it. All right. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to cut out my yoke. Okay, I'll cut out my yoke, and now because of the deep neckline I'm doing, you know how I do my yoke on this channel. I am going to be cutting out a basic bodice with my net, and then once I'm through with the upper bodice, I'll place on top. I'll show you the process. Okay, so I'll cut out my yoke, and then I'll go ahead to cut out this hairstay, and then this will be the end of this class, and then the next class will be the practical where we are sewing it. All right, so if this tutorial was very helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again in my next class. My name is Cynthia. Bye.